Hey there, neurodivergent besties. As y'all know, I'm on the spectrum with some of the ADHD on the side. My hyperfocus all my life has been medicine, and I was late diagnosed. Okay, so a friend of mine asked me to go with her to get for her surgery, and I was in pre-op with her, and the anesthesiologist and the surgeon came in at the same time. Usually they come in separately, but I had questions for both of them, okay? So I started hitting him with my questions, and people on the spectrum and people with ADHD, we tend to, sometimes when people explain things, they explain them to a neurotypical brain, and that doesn't always gel with understandings for a neurodivergent brain. So we tend to ask a lot of questions and a lot of clarifying questions so that we can then understand in the same way the neurotypical person in the room understands. So I started with my questions, and because I love medicine, I have a lot of more in-depth questions. I've learned to be an advocate for myself and for my loved ones in medicine, because there's a lot of things that if you ask for, they'll be like, oh, if you want that, sure. And also, I just want to understand a few things. I wanted to find out what kind of anesthesia they were going to use. I wanted to, advocate for her to have propofol instead of the other stuff because she does suffer from motion sickness, bunch of stuff. And so, at some point, usually when I ask really in-depth questions, especially of professionals where obviously I'm not in their field, they are the professionals. I tend to get a look like, okay, that's enough, cutie. What do you think you're cute asking these questions? Or okay, I get that you watched all the seasons of Grey's Anatomy, but you don't need to know this. Some sort of like irritation I get. And so at some point I was like, hey, oh, my nose is so itchy, it's allergies. I was like, hey, I'm really sorry to take up your time with my questions. I'm autistic. I need to have a firm understanding of the things that I'm talking about, because otherwise I get uncomfortable not knowing these things. And they're like, go ahead, keep going. And I wrapped it up quickly. I had a couple more questions, and then I don't make eye contact, so I wasn't looking at them. So I happened to look up at the end, and I got the poor little autistic girl smile from the anesthesiologist, the one that says, you're doing great, buddy. I'm so proud of you. It was like, so yeah, that was my first little poor autistic girl smile, and honestly, it's better than when I usually get the bitch smile or you're annoying me smile. It's like the smile that you give the person in the wheelchair accidentally because you feel sorry for them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was like texting the Make-A-Wish Foundation on his phone as he was talking to me. So yeah, they wrapped it up, and at the end they were like, do you need anything else? And I was like, do you have stickers? I've always wanted my own scrub cap. Do you have those little wings to pin on? They're like, ma'am, that's when you visit an airplane. I was like,